Welcome back, Rainmakers, to the Crypto Rain channel. I'm your host, Jay Murph, and today we're going to talk about Bitcoin because it's getting to a decision point, and we're going to talk about whether it's going to break up or down from here, or at least what's likely to happen. Then we're going to talk about some of the big blue chip altcoins that we've been discussing lately, and that's where some of the focus of this channel is going to be for the coming weeks, because I think that's where a lot of the attention and the money flow is going to be. And I like to cover it early in the stage, not after everything has gone crazy and it's too late to get really good deals. Because like you, I'm a crypto investor myself. I'm not a news channel so much as covering the news that might relate to the tokens that I think are at a really good buy point. And that's what you'll find I'm frequently covering. And then we're just going to cover some chart stuff. So those are new to crypto trading. I am going to go and explain a little bit about some things on the charts so that hopefully helps you to understand how I think about it. So why don't we go ahead and get this party started? Join me, Rainmakers. All right, well, thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you liked the video itself. Now, I spend time as an investor. I'm really just an investor, and I started this crypto channel just 4 months ago. So I'm new to YouTube and trying to make good quality, not only good quality videos, but content that will be valuable to you as thinking like an investor. I realize many of you are new to this space. Now, some of you aren't. And I've been investing in crypto just for 4 years now, which might seem like a lot if you're brand new. In the overall scheme of things, crypto's been out for about 12 years, so that's still relatively new. Now, I have been an investor in business and real estate and other things for over 20 years. And so some of that helped me pick up some things. But like you, I made some mistakes in crypto when I was brand new, like everyone does. And so part of what I cover is just kind of what I've seen, thinking about things as an investor and what lessons I've learned. So my hope is that it helps minimize the number of mistakes that you make that early people make, as well as that even intermediate and experienced people make. And I just try to share with you my thoughts. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an investor myself, and I'm not perfect either. I'm not even always right. I'm just often right. So with that said, why don't we go ahead and talk about what's going on today? Now, you might have noticed that XRP did a massive run, and it would seem, because the overall market cap of all the cryptocurrencies has still gone up, that what happened is some of the alts people were selling to roll their money into XRP and try to catch this wave. And so that has actually brought the market cap of XRP quite high. And for a minute or two, it was actually above Tether. So it was at the number 4 spot, which good job to XRP. I don't hold XRP in my portfolio at all. I finally sold the last of it not too long ago, but I haven't had a huge position in it for a while because the two founders of it sold off their 500 million of their own positions, as well as I'm just concerned about the decoupling of Ripple from the XRP token and just the tokenomics behind it. So it's just like, it's already got such a big market cap too. I know there's a lot of XRP fans out there, which is great. I do hope their use case overall changes the world on remittances, making remittances or sending payments across the world much cheaper than they presently are, and also much faster. So I'd love it if their use case really takes hold. That'll help the crypto space overall. As an investor, XRP just isn't for me. Let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin, because it is getting to the end of this pattern. And I already have some fibs drawn out all the way from back here when it was running to here. And, this is the previous all-time high, and or really it's the current all-time high. So it seems to be trading sideways for a while. Now, this did lead to a higher high than here. And this was a higher high prior to that, right? So it has been going up. Now, just realize, though, it could go through a nice retracement. It could break down from here. And if it does, and you're new, what often happens is you get really worried. And you'll see some channels saying, oh, it might be the end of crypto, or you'll hear some news stories about that. And what often that, I think, drives that is some whales with some big connections help. A lot of stories go that way because they try to get people to sell. And they try to drive it down as cheap as possible. And what happens is the whales are buying like crazy all through here should this happen. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not, but it could. And just know if it does, don't let it surprise you. Don't let it scare you. We're just in the middle of this bull run from my best guess. I don't see any signs that we're at the end of it. So, yeah, I expect that overall Bitcoin will continue higher over time. That doesn't mean it doesn't have nice pullbacks, though. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a pullback to this zone. I would be surprised if it was breaking lower than this, especially with this previous resistance being right in line with this. Who knows, could come all the way down to here, and that would put it at about 30,000. Now, that would make it an extremely good buy, and that's probably not going to happen. But it could. Just always know that it could. What I do expect might happen is that it might just break out of this and go higher. And that's what I say, in my opinion, is more likely, looking at the charts, for it to do that. I just don't know that it'll do that. I wish I knew everything. I would already be, worth hundreds of billions of dollars. But I just, have my best guess, and I tend to be right. I'm just not always right. Right, XRP 93 cents here. Total market cap is $42 billion. If we were to look at their charts, they look like this, and they were trading on this pattern for quite a long time. And when they broke out of that, it just went absolutely crazy. And, like I shared with you before, XRP is not in my portfolio. I don't tend to add it. I wasn't going to jump into this pump. I would rather just let it pass me by. The market cap's already so big. It's already well known. Those who are buying it usually have it. And so will it go higher in the bull run? Yeah, I do feel like there was a lot of pressure through political connections to actually push the price down for a long time, and even some FUD news stories that seem suspicious to me. And I talked about this with Dub Digital, who has been all over XRP and follows it really closely. He's a great YouTuber, very smart guy, background in economics. I like him a lot. And he talked about it, and he felt like it was being held down on purpose to pop, and it did exactly what he said it would do. So he thinks it'll go much higher than this. For me, XRP just isn't there for me. I don't want it. I don't hold it. Not my cup of tea. I like stronger tokenomics than that. What is my cup of tea is things like these infrastructure projects, the larger infrastructure projects. When I'm holding blue chips, they're along the line of Cardano, Polkadot, and eGold. And that's what I like. And so let's look at what's going on with the chart here. I'm just going to go ahead and remove this, and let's take a fresh look at it. We were following this breakout, and it did break higher. And like it often does, it comes back and retests here. Now, I think a lot of what was driving that retest is that people were selling some of their blue chip stocks, or their blue chip cryptos, and rolling it into XRP, and probably this got hit with that. Now the question is, does it break down and then continue trading in here? Because sometimes it does like a fake out, and then it does come back in here. Sometimes it comes back and perfectly retests this line and then goes higher. So I do have DOT. I am not selling at this position. What happens if it comes in here, starts trading here? I buy more anywhere near this line. And then if it breaks below and it comes back down, say to this level, I buy more there too. And that's just what's led me to be successful. When I see these kind of things go on sale, even if I'm holding very large positions, if I believe in it for the long term, I just use those sale times to pick up more. Now, sometimes I don't have liquid cash available, and oftentimes I do. And so if I don't, I'm just patient. That's okay. I'll just wait it out. We're in the middle of a bull run. I don't see why it won't be along my previous predictions for Polkadot. I think it's got a very good run ahead of it. In fact, if we were to look at what it is as far as market cap, it's been floating around a 40 billion market cap, and I imagine it's going to be so much higher than this. Possibly as crazy as 25x from here. Is that a stretch? Well, I think it's possible. I don't know that it will do it, but I think that's the upper end of the possible range for it. So I'm not selling. Another big one that I'm a fan of is Elrond, and there will be a lot more news coming out on this. There's an article that I had forgotten about. I had heard about the news, but one of my subscribers and one of our fellow rainmakers, Damien, sent this to us. And this is European currencies and DeFi with e-money stablecoins come on the Elrond network. So thank you, Damien, for sending this. I hadn't actually read this article. I'd heard this news, but this breaks it down pretty good. And I will include this in the notes for today. I mean, so a lot of the Europeans are going to build stablecoins on Elrond network. That's really big news for Elrond. I did want to take a look at Atom. It's still trending in this line. And so if you're looking at Atom, this is the lower end of this trend line is a good place to buy. Now, some people buy when things hit the lower end of the trend line, or they wait to a breakout, or they wait for, so either they wait till it breaks out or they wait for a confirmation. Now this is exactly what a confirmation looks like when it starts running higher. So say this starts going up from here. That's exactly what breakout traders that wait for confirmations look like, what they're waiting for. So they don't often, sometimes they buy some here, or they don't buy any at all here when it goes above it. Sometimes they wait till it comes back, retests, and then starts moving up. So I wanted to show you this is exactly what they look for, and now they're watching this really closely. If it starts heading higher, then they put a bunch of money into it, and they buy at, you know, about like right here, whenever they feel like the confirmation is strong enough. So Atom is the lower end of the trend line. This is where I usually like to make my buys. I especially like them because I'm not always looking at every chart, and I'm a patient guy, and I'm usually holding for mid-range time frames, so 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 12 months. If I'm buying in crypto winter, 24 or 30 months. And so it depends on the project and the timing as to how long I feel like I'm going to hold that. But I'll often buy below, somewhere lower in this, or I'll put some buy orders along the lower part of the trend line and go ahead and buy there. So for me, this is usually a buy point right here. And then sometimes if I'm taking profits on something else and I see a breakout and confirmation, sometimes I also buy here, and I buy once it starts heading up like this. So these are all buy points as I see them in my own portfolio. All right, one I want to talk about, because this is one I like for the future. However, it is in the gaming and sector space, and it's had a really, really strong run. And so with this one, I just made some more entries because it perfectly came down to this this zone here. And so this is pick up more zone. Now, I don't put everything in, and I didn't put everything in to pick up more here. Now, I think they're going to go a lot higher, personal opinion, during this bull market. And they've had a decent run. If you would have gotten it much earlier, in like beginning of February, you could have paid as little as 13 cents for this. It's come all the way to 70 cents. And so then you're seeing a nice retracement down to 50 cents. And you could see even further retracement. So I put some in at this point. I pray that it comes down to this point. Why? Because I'm not going to sell anytime soon on this, not unless it goes absolutely parabolic and I just get worried that it's too high. So I pray that it goes down here. Do I know that it will? No, but this is where I'm putting some buy orders in at, just above this lower end line, in case it comes down. And you can see there's support here too. So what I do is I put my buy orders a little bit higher than this in case it comes down to this, because I definitely want more if it hits down this, because this is one I really like. Now, if you play a lot of video games, you might be familiar with Steam. You probably are familiar with Steam. If you don't play video games, maybe you're maybe not familiar with Steam. They run a lot of the stuff on the computer. A lot of the video games come on them like think of it like the App Store for computers for video games. It's not completely that way, but less and less like video games come out through GameStop for the PC. They come out often through Steam, so they're kind of like a publisher. And they've got a huge distribution network, and they can distribute it to all the people who have Steam accounts, can like advertise to them when they pull up their Steam account and other things, and they can buy it right through Steam. and they've created their own environment related to that. However, one of the downsides of Steam is when you put money into it, it's kind of trapped. They don't let you take it back out. They don't want to let you take it back out. They like that trapped value. So if you sell some items from a game, because you can sell items from a game like Dota 2, one of the largest video games in the world. Professional Dota 2 players making the millions of dollars, but there are cosmetic items for the game, and you can sell these, but that money stays within your Steam account. It has to get respent within something that's on the Steam ecosystem. So I really like what Ultra is doing here, because if it can come in, not only lower the cost for video game makers to be able to distribute through Ultra, but hopefully make overall video games cheaper for people to play, as well as allow you to sell your cosmetics and NFT items through the system and be able to make some money on that. So really happy with them as a company, and I hope they get much higher than them. So you can go to their website, it's ultra.io, and see some of this stuff, some videos and everything. But their ones I'm a big fan of, so I didn't expect to see a big retracement, or I wouldn't have been buying some up here and up here and up here, but I have been continuing to increase my Ultra positions, and today I just increased it further, and I still have some powder dry that I'll put in buy orders in case it comes down here, because I like this one. And it might bounce up from here and take off. It might then continue on a different pattern trading sideways, and it could break down. Either one of these is fine for me, because my timeline on this, we are in April. I'm probably going to hold this through at least September, unless it does something like this. And let me just, if I see this kind of action, then I will be taking profits, probably a little bit there, probably a little bit there, and then I will let a lot more ride, and yeah, that's what it looks like for me. If it trades sideways for a while, which often it will after such a big run, and then goes great, I'll probably wait to take more profits, because the longer it trades sideways, usually the faster it'll run, and so I won't be taking profits at these 2 points. I might take some only at a point like this, and then I'll have a lot more that I'd be taking at like the $3 and higher range, and all the way up. All right, guys, I do thank you for joining me. Special nuggets today. Well, that's it that I'm covering. I want to thank you all for joining me in general, and I'm going to leave you with our nice song from Manuela from Argentina, who sang this for us. Thanks, guys.
Success is falling, flowing like rain. The timing's right, we're getting paid. Come on, remakers, let's make this happen.